Hello and welcome to Decablum. Have you ever wondered how Parisians create such elegant homes in the tiniest spaces? Today we're stepping inside a stunning studio apartment that proves size doesn't matter when you have timeless style. From classic Haussmannian architecture to clever multifunctional spaces, this tour will show you exactly how to make a small space work beautifully. Let's explore every elegant detail together and discover the secrets of Parisian interior. Design. Welcome to this charming Parisian studio, where elegance begins the moment you step inside. The entrance, though compact, sets the tone for everything to come. Notice the ornate gilded mirror catching natural light, its beautiful desilvering patina telling stories of decades past. The slender console table holds fresh peonies and roses, a quintessentially Parisian touch that brings life to the space. The herringbone parquet flooring guides you forward in warm honey tones, while the cream walls and delicate crown molding showcase classic Haussmannian architecture. This narrow corridor proves that even the smallest entrance can make a grand impression when styled with intention and timeless French elegance. Here's the complete studio in all its glory, a masterclass in making small spaces feel surprisingly spacious. The high ceilings with ornate ceiling roses immediately draw your eye upward, creating vertical space that expands the room visually. Tall French windows flood the interior with natural light, while sheer white curtains add softness without blocking the brightness. The herringbone flooring flows seamlessly throughout, connecting living, sleeping, and kitchen areas, without physical barriers. Notice how the neutral palette of cream, taupe, and soft white creates cohesion, allowing vintage and contemporary furniture to coexist harmoniously. The crystal chandelier serves as a stunning focal point, proving that thoughtful design can transform compact living into sophisticated luxury. This living area demonstrates the sophisticated French approach to mixing old and new with confident ease. The Louis XVI-style armchair, upholstered in pale blue velvet, sits beautifully beside a sleek contemporary brass floor lamp, proving that different centuries can complement each other perfectly. The vintage carved coffee table with ornate legs anchors a modern minimalist sofa in neutral linen, creating visual interest through contrast. An antique gilded mirror reflects a contemporary abstract painting, bridging historical and modern artistry. Layers of silk cushions, velvet throws, and linen curtains add textural richness. This eclectic approach feels collected over time rather than purchased all at once, embodying the authentic Parisian aesthetic of treasured pieces. The color story here is deliberately restrained, and that's precisely what makes it so elegant. Walls painted in soft warm cream provide a sophisticated backdrop that never competes with furniture or art. Notice the varying shades of antique white, pale French blue-gray, greige, and soft taupe working together throughout the space, creating depth through subtle tonal variations rather than bold color statements. natural linen curtains in ivory, velvet cushions in dove gray. And champagne and the warm honey oak floors all exist within this cohesive neutral family. Touches of brass and gold in hardware and decorative objects add warmth without disrupting the serene atmosphere. This monochromatic approach is timelessly Parisian, calming and refined. These raised wall panels, called Boiseries in French, are hallmarks of traditional Parisian interiors. Notice the refined proportions of each rectangular panel, carefully calculated to create architectural rhythm along the walls. Painted in sophisticated warm white with subtle cream undertones, they add three-dimensional relief and texture without overwhelming the space. The delicate chair rail molding at mid-height divides the wall elegantly, while crown molding at the ceiling line completes the classical composition. Watch how natural light casts gentle shadows across the paneling throughout the day, emphasizing the depth and craftsmanship. Beyond their beauty, Boiseries serve as the perfect neutral backdrop for artwork and furniture, adding permanent architectural character that elevates even the smallest studio apartment. Small space living requires intelligent planning, and this studio demonstrates it beautifully. The linen sofa serves double duty as comfortable seating and a subtle room divider, creating zones without blocking sightlines or light. That vintage dining table transforms into a workspace when needed, with elegant Louis chairs that look beautiful whether you're working or entertaining. Floating shelves display curated books and decorative objects, providing storage without consuming precious floor space. Notice the fold-down desk integrated seamlessly into the wall paneling, and those storage ottomans offering both seating and hidden storage. Every piece earns its place through multiple functions, yet nothing feels utilitarian. Fresh flowers, vintage brass lamps, and neutral textiles maintain the Parisian elegance throughout these hardworking spaces. Even the tiniest Parisian kitchen can embody French elegance, as this space proves. The white marble countertop with delicate gray veining brings luxury to a compact footprint, while vintage-inspired brass fixtures add warm metallic accents. Open shelving displays beautiful white porcelain dishes and vintage glassware, turning everyday items into decorative elements. That small antique bistro table with its marble top provides dining space without overwhelming the room. Classic white subway tiles with dark grout create timeless appeal, and the copper pots hanging above catch natural light beautifully. Fresh herbs in terracotta pots on the windowsill bring life and fragrance. This kitchen proves functionality and beauty aren't mutually exclusive in small spaces. The sleeping zone creates a peaceful retreat within the studio's open layout. The bed becomes a luxurious focal point, dressed in layers of quality textiles, starting with crisp white linen sheets. The soft gray velvet headboard adds sophisticated texture, while silk throw pillows in champagne and blush tones introduce subtle color. A cashmere throw blanket invites you to sink into comfort. Sheer white curtains provide privacy without blocking precious natural light. Maintaining the airy feel. An antique bedside table paired with a vintage brass lamp adds character, while the gilded mirror strategically reflects light and creates visual depth. The herringbone flooring, partially covered by a muted vintage Persian rug, grounds the space. Fresh white flowers in crystal complete this serene sanctuary. Lighting makes or breaks small space design, and this studio's layered approach creates both function and atmosphere. The vintage crystal chandelier provides ambient lighting as the central statement piece, casting prismatic light across the ceiling. Elegant brass table lamps with cream silk shades offer task lighting on side tables for reading or working. Those tall French windows are the primary source, with sheer curtains filtering abundant natural daylight beautifully. Throughout the day, antique wall sconces with ornate backplates add architectural interest while illuminating specific areas. Candles in vintage brass candlesticks provide romantic ambience for evenings. This combination of natural and artificial, ambient and task, overhead and accent lighting creates depth, warmth, and makes the compact space feel larger and more inviting. The richness of this studio comes not from color, but from the careful layering of textures. Sumptuous velvet cushions in jewel tones of emerald and sapphire provide luxurious contrast against the neutral linen sofa. Heavy silk taffeta curtains in champagne pool elegantly on the herringbone floors, adding drama and opulence. Soft cashmere throws drape artfully over furniture, inviting touch. Classic toile de Jouy, fabric in traditional blue and white, appears on accent pillows, honoring French textile heritage. A vintage Persian rug with faded colors adds warmth and pattern underfoot. Linen table runners provide casual elegance. This mixing of smooth silk, nubby linen, plush velvet, and refined cotton creates tactile interest and sophisticated depth without overwhelming the neutral color story. Mirrors are essential tools in Parisian apartments, and this studio uses them masterfully. The large, ornate gilded mirror with its rococo frame commands attention above the marble mantel, its authentic desilvering patina adding character and history. Smaller antique mirrors in varying styles create a curated collection on adjacent walls, each piece carefully chosen for its frame and character. These aren't just decorative, they're functional design elements positioned to capture and reflect natural light from tall windows throughout the day. Watch how the mirrors visually expand this compact space, creating the illusion of additional depth and even extra rooms. They reflect beautiful views of herringbone floors, the chandelier, and architectural details, effectively doubling the visual impact of every elegant element. Parisian style embraces the art of displaying treasured objects with casual elegance. Notice the carefully stacked vintage leather-bound books in varying heights on the console table, creating vertical interest and suggesting a well-read inhabitant. The collection of neutral-toned pottery and ceramic vessels in cream, taupe, and soft gray are arranged with intentional asymmetry rather than rigid symmetry. Antique brass candlesticks of different heights group together, beautifully united by material rather than matching exactly. A small framed botanical print leans casually against the wall, looking collected rather than perfectly hung. Fresh eucalyptus stems in a simple glass vase add organic life. This artful layering demonstrates the French approach to displaying objects with effortless personality rather than overly styled perfection. Fresh flowers aren't optional in Parisian apartments, they're essential, and this studio embraces that philosophy beautifully. The abundant arrangement of white and blush pink peonies in a vintage crystal vase serves as the dining table centerpiece, bringing natural beauty and delicate fragrance. Dried hydrangeas in soft taupe tones, displayed in an aged cast-iron urn on the mantel, offer year-round botanical interest. Eucalyptus branches with silvery green leaves fill a simple glass cylinder, adding subtle color and texture. Small potted herbs in terracotta on the kitchen windowsill provide both beauty and function. White roses in bud vases scatter throughout the space. These living botanical elements connect the interior to nature, adding refined natural elegance that's quintessentially French. Within this predominantly neutral palette, carefully chosen color accents create moments of visual excitement. The stunning emerald green velvet armchair with brass legs positioned near the window serves as a bold jewel-tone statement piece, drawing the eye immediately. Throw pillows in rich sapphire blue velvet on the cream linen sofa echo this jewel-tone approach, creating visual connection across the space. A vintage Persian rug with faded ruby red and deep blue motifs anchors the seating area, its muted tones preventing overwhelm. A small abstract painting splashes additional color on neutral walls. These saturated hues feel intentional and special because they're surrounded by cream, white, and taupe that allows the jewel tones to truly shine and elevate the sophisticated aesthetic. This curated gallery wall demonstrates the Parisian approach to collecting and displaying art with confident eclecticism. Notice the mix of framed 18th century botanical prints with aged paper and delicate illustrations hanging alongside contemporary black and white photography in sleek modern frames. A small antique oil painting in an ornate gilded frame brings historical weight, while vintage architectural drawings add linear interest. Abstract modern pieces complete the collection, proving different art periods and styles can coexist beautifully. The organic salon-style layout on cream-colored walls shows careful attention to spacing and visual balance. Frames vary from antique gold to simple black, creating a collected over time aesthetic rather than a matched set. This reflects authentic Parisian sophistication and personal taste. intimate details that capture the essence of French living. Notice the small marble-topped bistro table set with vintage champagne coupes and an elegant bottle of French champagne in a silver ice bucket, suggesting spontaneous celebration. The beautiful espresso setup with antique porcelain cups and saucers on a brass tray honors the daily coffee ritual. Soft candlelight from ivory pillar candles in vintage brass candlesticks creates warm ambience. Carefully stacked art and design books with beautiful covers display on the coffee table, suggesting cultured interests. A cashmere throw draped casually over the velvet armchair invites comfort. These thoughtful touches convey the art of living well in small spaces with effortless sophistication and joie de vivre. So there you have it, a complete tour of this beautiful Parisian studio that proves small spaces can be both functional and incredibly elegant. From the architectural heritage to the layered lighting, neutral palette, and those perfect finishing touches, every element works together to create timeless style. If you loved this tour, please give this video a like, subscribe to Decobloom for more interior inspiration, and leave a comment telling me your favorite design element. From today's tour, thank you for watching.